Hi, everybody. I'm Jack Canfield, and welcome to the show. With me today is show host of a program called Healthy Moments and author of the upcoming book, Walking to Win, Martha Burich. So welcome to the show, Martha.
Thanks, Jack. I'm happy to be here.
Glad you are. Me too. So walking, we all walk, but you've done something very unique with it, and let's talk about that. What got you started walking, and then we'll talk about what your book's about.
Well, when COVID hit, after a couple of months, I started to get a little bit hopeless, depressed, and I gained 10 pounds, and I really started to feel hopeless, and I wondered, where was this going to go? What was going to happen? And I ran into a friend of mine, and her husband had lost 40 pounds during COVID, and I thought, how's that possible? And he said he did it with keto, just the keto and not exercising. Well, I had always walked my dog. So I thought, you know what? If he could lose 40 pounds without even exercising, I'm going to walk that dog and I'm going to lose some weight. So that's what started it.
So what benefits did you get when you started to walk? What happened?
Well, in 5 months, I lost 55 pounds. Wow. My blood pressure went from 150 over 100 to 125 over 90. My heart rate went from 82 beats a minute to 65. So I've really gotten lots of health benefits, and I've been reading up what doctors say, and doctors say that walking helps eliminate or reverse diabetes type 2, helps strengthen bones, helps to prevent Alzheimer's. There are so many benefits to walking, and even 5 minutes at a time seems to have very good benefits for people.
So when you started, you didn't walk that far, and now you're walking how many miles a day?
I'm averaging 8 miles a day. When I started, it was about a mile a day, and I couldn't go very far, but I told myself, go a little farther every day. So I would always walk an extra 10 steps, 20 steps to the next mailbox. And next thing you know, I worked my way up to 3 miles a day. Then I thought, well, if I could do 3, I talked to somebody, she said she did 6 miles a day. 6 miles a day? How can you possibly do that? I thought, oh my goodness, that's impossible. Next thing you know, I'm up to 6 miles a day. Then, but I walked in the morning, I walked in the afternoon, and in the early evening. And I would take the dog with me. Or if it was bad weather, I would go to the mall and walk and walk and walk. I park my car way far away when I go to the grocery store. I get an extra 1/10 of a mile in just going into the door. So from my car to the door. So I started developing strategies to get more steps, walking around the house in more ways, just little things, going out the back door, walking out to the barn. I live rural, so it's pretty easy to get some steps in.
Now, you decided to write a book about it. So what made you decide to write a book?
But I'm 66 years old. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm 66 years old. I walked 15 miles in one day. I thought, wow, if I could do this, anybody could do this. And, it's really interesting. My brother's 73. He's in a rock band. And, they're having all kinds of fun. And I thought, you know what? I've got a lot of years left. And a lot of people seem to think once they hit 50, 55, life's over. Well, that's so not true, and also the confidence I've gained. Now, I just started singing lessons. When I was 62, I took piano. When I was 64, I learned how to speak Italian. Now 66, it's singing. So, as long as I'm alive, life is worth living. And I want to impart that to other people because too many of us, especially I think in America and developed countries, we think once you're old, life's over. It's not true.
No, well, it's definitely not true. I'm 76, so I'm a little ahead of you, and so having a lot of fun. My wife's 63, and she's taking painting lessons. She took an improv class. She took a year-long singing course just recently, and then she started to write a memoir. And so, and she's working with a writing coach. So yeah, it's amazing what you can do in the, I like to call it the last, the last quarter of your life, whatever that might be. And
exactly.
So I find it interesting in your book, you talk about equipment, like a mountain climber, you need ropes, you need all these things. Talk about that aspect of it. Like you tell people of all the different things that they're going to want to know about and need, and you can show them what you think are the right equipment and the right brands and all that good stuff in terms of being a good, safe, effective walker.
Well, first off, you have to have good shoes. So the shoes have to fit, but not just the shoes, socks. There are socks that don't stay on the feet very well. So you have to pick the right socks. Now, for the dog, because I walk the dog, I have a very strong dog. My dog weighs 40 pounds and he is all muscle. I took him to a trainer and the trainer insisted he has to have a pinch collar. Without a pinch collar, that dog could hurt me terribly. He chases deer, he chases squirrels. Sometimes he chases cars. I could really get hurt terribly if I didn't have a pinch collar on him. But it goes on him just before we leave the house and it comes off the minute we get back in the house because it's just for our safety. But it's a necessary piece of equipment if you're going to walk a strong dog. Also, the fanny pack, the hat, you have to have a hat with a wide brim so the sun doesn't get in your eyes. Have a sweat rag, little things.
Talk to me about a pinch collar. What is that?
That is a collar that has little prongs on it. They aren't sharp. They're dull, but it does go around the dog's neck and it stops him. If he starts to pull, it stops him. It doesn't hurt him. It puts a little pressure on his neck and stops him from pulling away, from running off, from possibly getting under the wheels of a car or something else.
That's good. My sister had a dog that was almost as big as she was. And it started to chase a cat one day, literally dislocated her shoulder. I mean, this is an important thing to have. I love it. Very good. Now, your second book is called How to Drive Yourself Sane. What was the inspiration for writing that?
I gave a talk about 30 years ago. I used to give talks about just living a better life, having a positive attitude, and learning how to make the best of things. And I found that, and it has so many good ideas in it. And I thought, well, you know what? That'll be my next book, How to Drive Yourself Sane. It's a crazy title, but people always saying, oh, it's driving me crazy. I remember one time when my son was young, he went to visit some little friends, and the mother, it was so funny. She said, kids, go get me my Valium. You kids are driving me insane. And that's where I got the idea for that book.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. So tell people about your show, this Healthy Moments. Talk about that for a minute.
Yes, I have a show on a website called bluewaterhealthyliving.com. 2 shows are about developing a positive attitude, setting goals, learning how to make the best of things, forgiving people. With Thanksgiving coming up, I don't know how many of us are going to be able to be with a lot of our families, but, sometimes family gatherings are stressful. And because we look at what we don't like about some of our family members, rather than looking at them and thinking, well, you know what? He does this well. She does this well. They're helpful to these people. They've managed to accumulate these things and to get these things done. So rather than looking at the good, we look at the bad and like, oh no, I'm going to be stuck with them. So Healthy Moments is an opportunity for me to share strategies and tools that people can use to help have a better day every day.
That's beautiful. So if people want to get a hold of you, they want to find out more about your book, your show, Healthy Moments, where should they go? You have a website, I assume? Yes,
I do have a website. It's marthaburich.com. And I have another one called ICreateMyWorld.me.
Very good. Very good. Well, I love what you're doing with the walking, and I'm going to read that book. I used to walk 6 miles a day, then I ran 6 miles a day, then I broke my knee, then I couldn't run anymore, so I walk. But I'm not walking as much as I should, and I'm inspired by you and what you're doing. So I'm going to be doing more of that starting today at the end of the day. And I look forward to your book, How to Drive Yourself Sane, and checking out your show. So thank you very much for joining us. Everyone here, walking is something we all know how to do. We just need to do it. Let Martha show you how to do it and do it well, and inspire you to add this back into your routine so that we're not all. I saw something the other day. It said when we come out of COVID-19, we're all going to be hunks, chunks, or drunks. And a lot of people are becoming chunks because they're eating too much and not moving, drinking too much. But if you take Martha's advice, you can be that hunk. And get your body in shape, lose some weight, get your blood pressure down, get all the blood moving, get some energy. Thank you for joining us today, Martha. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jack. Me too.
All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next week. Until then, stay healthy and stay well.